a lot of people don't really think. They're like, oh my God, MicroStrategy is going to get liquidated at Bitcoin. It's like, well, dude, no, Bitcoin could go to a dollar a Bitcoin. We're not getting liquidated. We're just going to buy all the Bitcoin. If it goes to a dollar a Bitcoin, then it's going to go back up again.
Back to the channel, Aaron here from the Bitcoin Bros, and as you just saw in that clip, that was Michael Saylor explaining that MicroStrategy is not going to be getting liquidated. A lot of people think that MicroStrategy will be getting liquidated in the future once Bitcoin's price goes down. That's not going to happen. You guys understand that if you've been watching our channel for any time, because we've already explained that. And most people think that MicroStrategy is this huge leverage play. Once Bitcoin hits 30K, they're going to go bye-bye. But obviously, we know that's not the case. And we're going to be getting into some MicroStrategy Bitcoin news here today. Have another clip at the end. Make sure to stay tuned for all this information. But some big news here from MicroStrategy. Brian Brooks, the former acting comptroller of the currency under the Trump administration, has joined the MicroStrategy board of directors. This is actually a really huge deal for MicroStrategy. And here is why. He was on Trump's administration, so he's involved with the federal government. But outside of that, this guy has also been the CEO of Binance, a chief legal officer at Coinbase, and a partner at O'Malley and Myers. His background is huge. He has the legal and also the crypto background, so he's going to be a great fit for the MicroStrategy board going forward. Definitely think that is a big announcement for MSTR there. And to get into the price of MicroStrategy, on Friday we closed at around $364. We were up around 12% on MicroStrategy for the day. And a lot of people were curious about this because Bitcoin's price was down a little bit. It was trading sideways, but MicroStrategy was up 12%. The reason why this happened is the QQQ inclusion that we've been talking to you guys about for the past, 3-4 months now. And that finally just happened. We thought that we would have a 10% move to the upside, and that's what we got. We got around 12%. So good to see there from MicroStrategy. And that's bringing that NAV premium up a little bit. And Saylor is going to definitely take advantage of that and buy some more Bitcoin. So we can see Bitcoin currently at 97,000. We're down around 1% since the close on Friday. So you can kind of use that to gauge where MicroStrategy is going to open on Monday. And if you guys want to trade MicroStrategy, Bitcoin, trade MicroStrategy options, any other stock, you can check out Mumu. They have an affiliate link. You sign up, you're going to get free stocks, up to 15 free stocks valued up to $2,000 each. You can check that out. The link will be in the comment section and the description below. And if you didn't know, BlackRock's gold ETF took 20 years to reach $33 billion of assets under management, while the Bitcoin ETF nearly doubled gold's assets under management in less than a year. Look at this chart. Bitcoin's asset under management has just went to the moon, and gold is just sitting here at $33 billion. Let's do a quick spot check on where gold sits. It's sitting at $17 trillion, while Bitcoin is sitting at just $1.9 trillion. I think most people understand what the superior asset is here. I think one is maybe just a little bit undervalued. So we have a long way to go before we flip gold. That's around a 10x from here. But you guys see where Bitcoin is going. You see the potential right there in that chart. And then some big news here. Max Kaiser, who's been plugged in with El Salvador and their president, Nayib Bukele, has said that the president is looking to ramp up their daily Bitcoin buys with an interim goal of acquiring 20,000 more Bitcoin. So they have been buying one Bitcoin every single day for the past couple of years. And you can see that right here. They were buying one BTC every single day. Nayib, he came out and tweeted a couple of years ago. He said that El Salvador will buy one Bitcoin until Bitcoin is no longer affordable. And you can see just recently, they have bought a lot more BTC. They're currently holding just under 6,000 Bitcoin, and now they want to accumulate at least 20,000 more Bitcoin. So just more buying pressure on BTC there. We have El Salvador buying Bitcoin, all these companies in the US, MicroStrategy, the ETFs, everybody's buying Bitcoin right now. But on Friday, we did see a outflow, the biggest outflow from the ETFs yet, a $680 million outflow. And you can see that right here. And I think this is just short-term fear. People getting out of the ETF because they believe Bitcoin is going to go down because of the Federal Reserve Day that we had, with Jerome Powell coming out and saying that he's not really sure where inflation is going to be next year, where the job market is going to be next year. A lot of uncertainty from the Federal Reserve. And they lowered the amount of interest rates that they project to lower next year from 4 to 2. Bitcoin sold off after that, and now the ETFs are dumping a bit. I wouldn't worry about this, because if you look at the long-term trend here, the amount of Bitcoin that has been bought in these ETFs this year has been an unprecedented amount. We only had one negative month. August was sideways, but outside of that, it's been a lot of buying pressure from the ETFs and not a lot of selling. But that is really all I had for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about all that in the comment section below. Are you buying more MicroStrategy on the open on Monday? Are you buying BTC now? Let me know what you guys think. Got a clip I want to play for you guys. Make sure to check it out all the way to the end. My name is Aaron from Bitcoin Bros. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go ahead and check out this clip.
Bewilderment is intensifying. Okay, especially with MicroStrategy, and it's really interesting, the concept of who's bewildered and why they're bewildered, right? Like you've got this camp of Bitcoiners that understands Bitcoin, but they don't understand financial leverage and corporate infrastructure. And then and so that's the Bitcoiner camp. And then you've got this traditional finance camp that understands financial leverage, but doesn't understand Bitcoin. And it's like right now, anybody that's holding MicroStrategy is really like straddling this, like both of these bewildered parties. You know, the Bitcoin party is like, oh, this is a Ponzi scheme. And the TradFi party is like, oh, this is a Ponzi scheme, for different reasons, which is like crazy to conceptualize. And so then you have, MicroStrategy that sits in the middle of people that understand like traditional finance ecosystem and structure, and then those that understand Bitcoin. And both of those parties are going to merge. They're going to get closer together as the TradFi party understands Bitcoin, and as the Bitcoin party understands like financial ecosystems and structure and the traditional financial markets. So that's kind of point one I wanted to hit on, which I think is really interesting and valuable to understand the entire market. And then in terms of like dominoes falling, right, it just takes a couple people from this traditional finance ecosphere to go, wait, hold on a minute. This is collateral. And I think most of the traditional financial market doesn't understand that Bitcoin is collateral. And that's a big issue, right? Like most of them just they just think this is tulips. And the reason that Bitcoin is collateral is so important is because it removes a lot of the trust out of the existing financial ecosystem. So like most of the financial markets, how they exist right now are still they're very trust-based. At least the market that I work in, like the reinsurance market, you've got letters of credit flying around everywhere. Okay. And I know this works in the banking system as well. And a letter of credit is really just a bank saying like, yes, you're good for the money. That's all it is. It's just like a legal contract where it says like, but yes, this person's good for the money. You can transact. Like if there's a loss or a payment that needs to happen, they've got enough money in their bank that, they could send money to X person. So now imagine a financial world where that trust component is just removed. Like you don't need to trust anybody anymore because you can literally see your money and you can write it in code. And you can have in like an escrow ecosystem written in code where you can post your collateral for, X transaction and earn a yield in the interim while you're posting your collateral. And once the transaction's over, like if the collateral needs to move to this person, great, it's written in code. If it goes back to the original holder, then that's written in code. And Bitcoin is the best collateral on the planet. Like you can see it, you can program it. And a lot of the traditional financial market, it's going to take them decades to figure it out. People are going to have to die off, and younger, like computer science geeks are going to come in the door and start writing all this code and like understanding how these transactions are working. So, and it's also going to require like a little bit less volatility in the price of Bitcoin and these like the evolution of combined and wrapped products where you've got, maybe it's Bitcoin and treasuries, or like Bitcoin and maybe it's MicroStrategy convertible debt, and like these types of things. So once this side of the equation starts to understand that Bitcoin is collateral and it's not tulip bulbs, they will start to get it. And so I think that's one of the dominoes that will start to fall. And that'll be, it could be a $10 billion company, it could be a $5 billion company. And, we're going to see a lot of these smaller companies where it's like adapt or die, buy Bitcoin, put it on your balance sheet or die. And that's going to be inevitable. But to your point, it may be a bigger wave in the market if we see a $100 billion company or $200 billion company take an aggressive approach here. And it's possible.